And hi everyone. Let's see. I'm opening up the chat on YouTube because I am going live from Instagram and YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone. Happy Thursday. Today we're going to have a very interesting live, and the topic is, what the heck is wrong with me? How often do you guys, hello, namaste, Jamil, welcome. How often do you guys experience this? That you wake up and it seems like that you're waking up on the wrong side of the bed. And you have to ask yourself, why am I feeling so miserable? And then you start thinking, what had happened that I'm feeling this way? Sometimes you come up with some stuff, or sometimes you don't really have anything to convince you that this is the reason why you're feeling bad. So I thought this would be an amazing topic, and I'm sure a lot of us would relate to this. Tell me, guys, number one, where are you joining me from? And number two, have you experienced this? What the heck is wrong with me? Hello, welcome. I'm going to give you 1 minute to tell me where you are joining me from. And number two, have you experienced this? Or maybe this is the state that you're in for a long, long, long time. Hi, Pappy, welcome. Yes, you are feeling this. From Manchester, hello, Firuze, welcome. From Germany, hi, Ellie. Great. Yes. So, how often do you experience this, that you feel bad for no reason? Oh, hi, Hadis. I love you. Hi, Tarane from Iran. Welcome. Pappy from San Diego. Pappy, I'm so glad to have you here. Welcome, everybody on YouTube, too. If you guys want to join me on YouTube, you're more than welcome to do so. Um, from Africa. Oh, is this Nikki? Yes, it might be Nikki. Do you want to join me, Nikki? Say yes if you do. All right. So let's get centered for a second, guys, and check into your emotional body and see what's going on in your space. Try to identify any or many feelings that they arise. Identify the feeling. You want to join? Nikki wants to join. Okay, fabulous. Nikki, I hope. Where is Nikki? Hold on, guys. I'm so sorry. Let me find Nikki, and then here she is. Okay. Let's tune in and check in. Hello, Nikki.
Hi, Sudi.
It's so lovely to have you here, sweetheart.
Lovely to be here. Thank you for having me.
Nice, nice, nice. So, Nikki, tell us,
Yes.
first of all, tell our audience, introduce yourself and tell them what part of Africa do you live and what's going on there right now.
Right now. Well, hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Nikki. Some of you are already familiar with me. I'm joining you today from Mozambique in southeastern Africa. And yeah, let's find out what the F's wrong with us.
What do you think, Nikki?
In general, as in what's wrong with me or what's wrong with all of us?
You can start by me or you can generalize it. Either way, I asked myself today, what the heck is wrong with me? And I am wearing a new lenses, and I see worse. And the doctor said for the first few days until your eyes get used to it, it's going to take a while. So what the heck is wrong with me is that I might see my eyes could be crossed, or I'm looking until I get used to the contact lenses. So this is what's going on with me. But what about you?
I feel good these days.
Good.
Well, sometimes I do ask myself, why do I feel so good these
Are you on something, Nikki? What are you on? Yeah, many years ago, I used to go to acting classes, and I was laughing constantly, and I made everyone else's laugh. And my
days?
teacher,
But
your internet is a little slow, Labby.
we had a we had a little technical glitch, but yeah.
Okay, go on.
So that's the thing. Sometimes when things are going well, that's also, you kind of want to doubt it and you say, is it too good to be true? What's wrong there? But yeah.
Yeah, so let's look at the other side, because the majority of us, we're not feeling good and we don't know why.
I think we'll get there. And like you always say, as with awareness or with consciousness, it's a spiral. So one day you're facing upwards, the next day you end up in the bottom of the ditch. So I think it's changing. It's not guaranteed that, okay, well, if we're feeling bad or if you're feeling good, we're going to be there. It's not a permanent abode.
Yeah, we get that. But do you have any solution or any tools that if I catch myself oftentimes that I'm not feeling good and I don't know why, what would you recommend? Do you have any tools to?
I think what helped me was during the times, and there have been lots of it, that I've been feeling down or low, is exactly that. Catch yourself in that moment and then try to be honest with yourself and see, okay, why do I feel? Get to the root cause, because feeling bad is a symptom. We always have to get to the cause of, why do I feel this way? Is it because of my environment? Did someone say something to me? Did I take it the wrong way? Did I take it too hard? So I think that would be really helpful. That helped me out, and it does help me out when things like that happen.
So by knowing, if I'm hearing you right, by knowing that things are always changing and I have to surrender to whatever is going on, is that what you're saying?
Exactly. And nothing is permanent. The good feeling is not permanent. I mean, on the next live, I could be down in the ditches and you could be reminding me of today, and neither is the bad feeling. Just knowing that if it's good, it will pass. And if it's bad, it will also pass, exactly as you said it. Mm-hmm. No one says it better than you, Sudi.
Well, thanks, love. Today I did a reel and I said, because we're doing a 21-day challenge, and today I said, let's just use this concept that everything is here to serve me. We have to be on we have to be on a higher consciousness to realize that it needs awareness for me to come from this point of view that everything is here to serve me. Maybe I'm not aware right now, as my thinking machine is constantly analyzing and giving meaning to the outer events. And maybe if I use the awareness as a tool, as I have mentioned at the last couple of lives, awareness is here. I can choose to use it. And if I choose to use awareness, I can look from that lens that everything is really here to serve me. So um, just trusting that there is a higher intelligent consciousness, as we call universe or whatever, the divine, and maybe the divine plan has a plan for me, and that plan might not match up my list of wishes and dreams and whatever, but it needs awareness for me to know and realize that on earth plane this is a school, and every day um tuning in and out to a different class. Awareness helps me not to get so attached to the events or to the characters who are playing these characters and these roles. Instead of that, leaving that alone and sit in my silence and say, this could, maybe my mind is translating it as this. How else could this mean? Or maybe to me, this character is acting out strange or out of character, but could it be something else? Through which lens am I looking and translating the outer event? That lens totally can change the character or the behavior of others or the events that is taking place. So use the awareness and just say, I am sure there is a higher intelligence planning everything, and that plan might not match up my plan at the moment. But with awareness, again, I am aware that this is a earth school and there are many, many different classes and lessons that are going on. So if I choose awareness constantly, and even that take awareness for me to be aware, to choose awareness as a tool, then my reality will change. So suddenly I can shift and switch from the feeling that what the heck is going on? Why am I feeling so miserable? To, oh my God, I feel amazing. Although many things are happening outside and although things are changing constantly, but it's not really affecting me. Back to you, Nikki.
That's That's exactly right. I have been doing your challenge and daily, and I was just going to point out that your challenge today, the part of it which says exactly what you said, that helps. And I think most of the times when we feel inadequate or when we're feeling low is because we're not feeling productive or we're not seeing the result of what we're doing as quickly as we'd like to see it. So keeping yourself busy, working on your self-development and putting yourself through these little tiny challenges, which you've got plenty of, I think that helps because every little day is a little milestone. And, you feel like, well, today I did a bit for myself and I feel like I'm on my road to completion. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you on that one.
So let's get, this is one way of looking at it, but let's get into other people who haven't reached this stage, and right now they are like, okay, sorry about that, I don't even know what awareness is, and it's going to take me a while to reach that state. So let's start with zero plane, because the last couple of days I've been looking at everything with a much deeper, much more wider lens. And I have noticed that whether I'm doing a live in Farsi or English, for the majority of people, the class is too high and they don't really get it. And I decided maybe since people are not reaching to this level, how about if I change my approach of teaching and start from the bottom? because the higher you come, there are fewer people. So why don't I start from the bottom, that there's going to be a lot of crowd, and then start from there. And it came to my awareness that this approach could be more helpful because I can help a lot more people to raise their consciousness, maybe on a slower speed, but then this is a better approach to help raising the human consciousness. So let's start from the bottom, and let's assume that no, there are some people here who are like, what is consciousness? What is higher consciousness? And so, do we have any tips for people who come here? And let's assume that this is grade one. The majority of people are here and they're feeling miserable and they don't know how to go about it. Do you have any solutions for the grade one?
For the preschoolers. Okay, why don't you start? I don't want to start on the wrong foot.
Don't worry about it. There's no judgment here. Assume, Nikki, that nobody is here, and you and I are just having heart-to-heart conversation. And I'm telling you, Nikki, I'm just up in the air. I have no clue, but I'm feeling really miserable. How would you coach me or guide me?
I would ask you, because first I would say, if you're feeling miserable, let's see how you're feeling. I mean, how you're doing in the physical. Are you getting enough rest? Are you eating well? Are you moving? Are you exercising? Is your day-to-day life scheduled? Is it routine? Most people in today's world, no, they don't have that part of their life regulated. It's always hectic. They're caught up either with commitments, family, work, things like that. So I would get out from there. How are you feeling on the outside? And then we work it backwards and we link it back to where you are with yourself on the inside.
Okay. So let's break it down then. We're going to start by physical. And we're going to see that, okay, feeling good or feeling bad, it's all about the chemicals in our brain. How much serotonin, how much dopamine, how much endorphin, how much melatonin, how much blah, blah, blah. So maybe I don't know how the chemicals in my brains are working, but maybe I can start by the ground. Moving my body, exercising can change the chemicals in my brain. Right?
That's right.
So when I'm feeling bad and I don't know why I feel bad, just have this part, just take this part and look at it this way. It's not me who is feeling bad or lost, it's the mind. So instead of me bringing it to me, what the heck is wrong with me? I would separate myself from the thinking machine, from the mind, and I say, let's see what's wrong with my brain. Let's see what's wrong with my mind. Just by doing this, separating myself from the mind is gonna change the energy. That, oh, I'm not messed up. Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. So we just do the first step, separate yourself from the mind, and then realize that you have to know this machine, this complicated machine. So what can I do to make this machine operate much better? And I start moving my body. The minute I move my body, it's sort of a distraction. If you're lost, don't dig into figuring out right now why are you lost. The first step is start moving, cleaning up your place, organizing your place. It's an activity that you're giving to the mind, and then the mind will get busy. So start by doing this. Start by moving. Go outside and start walking. If it's possible, get to nature. And this will help
100%.
you to switch your state. Because remember, if you're still, I talked about three different energies: stagnation, circulation, integration. So, stagnation, we all know, is not a good energy because it's just stuck. So, when I'm confused and I'm feeling bad, let's realize that maybe a lack of movement has created this. So I'm going to change the stagnated state to a circulation, which is by moving my body. Secondly, we can start by thinking, what did I eat yesterday? How much caffeine? How much sugar? Because if I didn't sleep well the night before, the quality of our sleep is setting up the day. So if you are like my age, past menopause, you know that your brain is not releasing enough melatonin, right? So your sleep becomes much lighter and you don't have the best quality of sleep. So maybe now that I know this, I can start by a little bit taking melatonin as a supplement. I can start cutting out caffeine during the day. And maybe from the afternoon, I start drinking herbal teas like adding up some supplements for like St. John Wort, like GABA. Then I start taking some calcium, magnesium before sleep. That helps us with a deeper sleep, magnesium and calcium. Maybe I have a hot drink like ginger tea with a little bit of honey, and maybe you can add some coconut milk or walnut milk or something, almond milk, and that a little bit turmeric, and that deepens your sleep. So what you do the night before, what's the quality of your sleep, is going to tell you how you're going to start the day. So if you didn't sleep well the night before, all of your hormones are out of whack when you wake up in the morning and you're tired and you're struggling. So you're going to move into caffeine. And then you start taking too much caffeine to lift you up. And you know what happens with caffeine? You get a boost of energy and then boom, a crash. Then you're crashing down, and then you're going to take more caffeine, more coffee, more green tea, and then you get a boost of energy and then crack. So this
and
is
dehydration.
Mhm. Thank you, Nikki. That's another thing. Drink enough water, and we know that if we add a couple of drops of lemon in water, for some people, not everyone, maybe apple cider vinegar, it would alkaline your body and it feels like you're detoxing the body throughout the day. The other thing we can do is to do the intermediate fasting. Intermediate fasting is amazing because for a period of 12, 16, 18 hours, you're not eating anything, you're just taking, drinking fluids. So, intermediate fasting has proved to detox our body, gives us more energy, help us lose weight. So, this is amazing thing to do. What else, Nikki?
From the physical side, I guess that's it. And I was also going to go into this essential oils. Sudi, what do you think about essential oils? Are they helpful?
Yeah.
Like peppermint and frankincense and things like that. I use a lot of that for just getting grounded and calming down. So I was wondering if it would be of help to everyone who's listening in today.
Yeah, essential oils will help, but then it depends on a lot of other things. Like when we're looking for a solution, it's just like many things will help, but in what context? Sometimes people forget, like, okay, we say take chamomile tea or valerian or San John wort, and people are like, yeah, I'm taking it. And then I'm like, how much? And they're like, I have a cup
And
of,
for what?
huh?
And for what are you exactly taking it? Because
Yeah.
sometimes, exactly like you said, you tend to forget why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
Just
the why
enter
the
your
why
daily routine.
the why we know that San John wort or valerian or what else? Sage, lavender. We know these are helping us with anxiety and adrenal gland. But the point that I'm trying to make is oftentimes people undermine the doses that is effective for you. So when I ask someone, like, how much chamomile are you taking? I have a cup of tea every night. Well, hello. If your adrenal gland, which is your stress gland, is out of whack, you're experiencing anxiety attack, a cup of chamomile at night is not going to help you. So the dose is very important. How much are you using? And then let's say for people who have reached adrenal exhaustion, and adrenal releases, the majority of it, adrenal is releases in the morning, and you wake up in the morning, your body is already producing a lot of adrenal, and then you're adding a couple of cups of coffee to it, is like double whammy exhaustion. And then caffeine and adrenal, because it releases cortisol, and the cortisol, we all know, it causes inflammations, and then it makes your body acidic, and then you're putting acid over acid, and then you wonder why you're getting heartburn and blah blah blah. So let's think about this. Like, okay, you know that you're under a lot of stress. I know that I'm under a lot of stress. So when I wake up in the morning, I know my body is releasing a lot of adrenal. Releasing of adrenal stress hormone is releasing more cortisol. And then it's going to make my body acidic. So before I have the first cup of coffee and the second cup of coffee, maybe I sit back and I said, what am I trying to gain here? I mean, the coffee is not going to help me. It's going to backfire on me. How about if I switch the coffee with green tea? And how about even better, I start my morning by a cup of coffee with turmeric instead of coffee that is acidic.
Anti-inflammatory.
Huh?
Anti-inflammatory.
Anti.
The turmeric.
There we go. With saffron. Saffron
With
is
saffron.
amazing for relaxation, for depression, for uplifting your mood with a little bit
Happiness
honey.
boost.
Huh?
Happiness boost.
There we
I
go.
tried the saffron tea that you used to say, and I drank it for like an extended period of time. It certainly helps.
It does. It does. And
With a
some.
little bit of cinnamon,
Mhm.
cardamom in it. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah. So look at it this way. I mean, you wake up in the morning, the first thing you ask yourself, I have so many choices, but which way do I want to go? And if you start your morning with a cup of turmeric, saffron, cumin, cinnamon, lemon water, that's going to alkaline your body. Is going to, I mean, there's no doubt that we are so acidic these days. Oh my God. Me, for one. So it's a choice that we make. And this choice will set up the rest of our day. So it's very important to take this seriously. And then if you guys also adding up intermediate fasting to it, then you start exercising first thing in the morning. I was talking with someone yesterday and I said, start on intermediate fasting. And she said, I'm training right now. And the trainee told me that I have to eat breakfast. I said, honey, that was an old school. That was like education from 20 some years ago. But we know now that when you do intermediate fasting and you exercise, not only you don't lose muscle, but what happens is the growth hormone, which is so expensive, so precious, would produce even more. So this is like double whammy. You're exercising, you're not eating, your body gets forced to go to your fat cells, and now the growth hormone is producing. So these are the choices. What do you have to add here, Nikki?
So we covered basically the physical and what you eat. So basically taking care of your body, also taking care of your body, to feel good in the way that you're looking. And, sometimes we let go. We say, oh, today I have an early morning tomorrow. Let me skip this or let me not do that. But I think it's really important to come up with a little routine that makes you feel like, you're show ready. You're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know? A little bit of pampering here and there, your little facials and things like that. I don't think you should skip on those. And waking up early in the morning, like you always stress, when you wake up at 7, 8, 9, I think you've already lost that good part of the day. Because if you're living with family or with housemates or things like that, everyone's already up and about and they're on top of you. So if you make that extra effort to wake up 30 minutes, like you always say, earlier than everybody else, then that already gives you a head start for the day.
Yes.
And allows you to sit with yourself a little bit, go out and into the garden, into the veranda, whatever is available to you, to just connect,
Yes.
So.
And writing, like planning your day ahead of time. And also, I'm asking the majority of my assistant to send me out a daily report. And I say to them, I said, this is good for both of us. Number one, when you sent me a report, when I'm reading, I did this, I worked on LinkedIn, I did that, I responded to 200 DMs on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. I know that you have, well, how much you have done, right? So it's very easy for me to think that, what is she doing? Or what is he doing? Because I don't know how they live their day, right? So by sending out a report, I can see, and it comes to me as, oh my God, they have done so much. But it took them forever to start doing it. I have to keep asking, where's your report? Where's your report? So, in one way, I appreciate your work more because I'm thinking, oh, they're really doing a lot of stuff. If you don't send me anything, to me, it's like, what are they doing? I don't know what the heck they're doing, right? Secondly, when you write it down by timing, I woke up 7 a.m. I wandered around for 30 minutes, drinking my tea or whatever. And then I start by 8. I research for 2 hours from 8 to 10 and da da da. Then as you're writing, it comes to you, how productive are you? And I'm telling my employees, give me a report. I'm looking for productivity. I don't want to know if you felt good today or bad today. I want to know, when I'm looking at the list, how productive you have been. And for you is great, because when you're writing it down, you see that, oh my God, I totally wasted an hour there. I wasted 30 minutes there. Because at the beginning, sometimes some of my employees sent me a report at night, and they're like, from 12 to 2, lunch. And I'm like, what? 2 hours for lunch? So this is for someone who's not disciplined. Because for me, I mean, right now, Nikki, I'm living the most simplest. When I moved here, there was a little tiny oven, and I just took that and I just hide it somewhere, because I realized I'm too busy to cook. So my food is very simple. You guys want to know what I eat from morning to
For
night?
sure. Please share.
Okay, so I'm on an intermediate fasting. So I have my dinner around 6 or 7 p.m. Mind you that I go to bed 8 o'clock. I wake up 3:30 to 3:45 a.m. So I'm still on a fast. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, I have 2 glasses of warm water, and I put a squeeze of lemon, sometimes maybe a dash of cinnamon. Then I have 1 or 2 cups of coffee, black. I put loads of cardamom, because cardamom gets some of the acidity of the coffee, right? I put some cardamom and some saffron powder in it. And then I go out for my silence, sit in the yard. And from 4 a.m., my work starts. From 4 a.m., then I go all the way till sometimes 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. In the meantime, before 4 a.m. till 9 or 10 that I break my fast, I already made my salad. So I make a huge bowl of salad. Whatever green I have, like, what do I have now? Mint. Right now I had mint. I had parsley, and what else did I have? Cilantro. I chopped this really small. I put a couple of different kind of lettuce, the mixed green, arugula lettuce, and romaine lettuce. I chopped all this with some ginger. I add a lot of olive oil, plus sauerkraut, because sauerkraut, as we know, helps us gut microbiome to
Yeah.
get.
Prebiotic.
Yes. So I put a lot of Cheyenne. I'm saying this thing to you. I want to know, have you lost weight? Are you revenge right now or not? Just don't give me a thumbs up. So what else? I either use like already made turkey breast, or already made tuna. Then I buy some gluten-free bread, which I love. And I have some gluten-free bread with almond butter. That's pretty much it. Maybe I
You
have.
used to make your own bread. Did you stop?
I stopped. Nikki, it's really funny,
Good.
but ever since I came back from my retreat, I told everyone, when I lost everything, when I lost my wallet with my passport, my credit cards, with my cash and everything, I kind of took a few steps back and I sat in it and I started thinking, okay, as I preach, Earthplane is a school. What is the lesson? And I suddenly I got like boom, my live prediction for 2022. What did I preach then? I said my prediction is that 2022 Saturn, the planet Saturn, is going to be very highlighted. Also Chiron, which is the wounded healer, and Jupiter, which I call Santa Claus. So I said, this year, universe is telling us, because Saturn is he's a old professor and he's not gonna give you a pass if you don't really do your lesson. So I said, this year is the year that we have to set up our foundation really right. You can't build your house on a sand anymore. It's not gonna work out. Okay. So I said everything has to be done rightly. And as I tell myself always, I said, you can't wing it anymore. You know, even today, I was talking to my groups and that stuff, and I said, I'm going to start a series of soul journey. What is soul, soulmate, twin flame, soul retrieval, all of these, but I'm going to organize it and go this way. And I thought to myself, I said, oh my God, this is like really, I'm really taking this lesson now seriously, that I have to set up my foundation. I have to know, I have to have a plan. I have to know where I'm going and what are the steps that I'm taking. So, because of that, I am so much more busier than I used to be. Now, I'm going to open a window here. Busier doesn't mean that I'm more distracted or I'm more anxious. Busier mean that I'm so much more focused, that I'm choosing my groups, who am I interacting. Being discerning was a huge lesson for me. I couldn't even understand the meaning of discerning. Now I know that I cannot just have an open heart. I have to set up boundaries. Oh, you're not feeling good. Come in. You're not feeling good. I woke up this year and I realized, oh my God, there are so many poisonous energy around me. And I start becoming.
Those vampires you talked about?
Yep.
They're around you. You got to be selective. Otherwise, it'll just weigh you in and weigh you down. Yep. That's what you keep telling us.
Exactly. So I start cutting out some of those weeds, some of those energy vampires. And I told myself you have to be a lot more discerning. Anyway, so basically, this is what it is. I go, when I wake up in the morning, 3:30. Right now is I keep my clock keep pushing earlier. Last night was 3 a.m. So I just wake up and I just go and I said, I'm going to sit outside and I'm going to give myself a good 20 minutes of silence to set up the day. I go into my inner world. I see and get directions of the highlights of what it has to come. And then once I build that calmness, tapped into that inner power, I gain my power, then I come out and I function here. But my busyness is not about me. My busyness is about I'm planning of having my own ashram, right? And I was thinking about that last night. I was having a conversation with another friend of mine, and I said, when I was in Turkey for my 2 weeks retreat, and I was hearing the attendees, they were like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna sell my house and I'm gonna sell my business. I was like, oh my God, this is really freaking serious. You better really take responsibility, because people are leaving their lives away. They're selling their houses, they're selling their businesses. This is no joke. So for this, I have to be a lot more responsible on the decisions that I make, on steps that I make. So when I was in Turkey, the motel that I was staying in, the owner was a German guy, and he saw my work and everything. And the third night he came out with a plan. I know who you are and I want to become your partner, 50-50. And I'm like, I don't think so. I cannot give away 50%. Cheyenne, what is your idea? Do you want to come up, Cheyenne? I can add you to come. What is your idea? Cheyenne said, I got an idea. I said
Let's hear him out.
Yeah, I said to him, I said, ashram is about community. It's not my solely decision. And I cannot just sell out 50% of the share to someone this could danger my community, you know? So it's a lot of responsibility. I really have to take this deeply, that I don't make a wrong decision. And of course, when there is honey, there are a lot of bears coming up. I'm constantly getting, oh, I want to become partner with you. I want to become partner with you. So I have to be really discerning and really careful of who I bring into my circle.
Selective. Selective.
Yes.
So should we add that as well on the list of do's and don'ts when you're feeling what's wrong with me? You have to look after your physical, see what you're eating, how much sleep you're getting. Be selective of the people that are around you, because some of them might be dragging you down without you even knowing. Mm-hmm. So just siphon through. Be selective of your tribe, right?
So what do we do emotionally?
Is that for me to answer?
If you want to.
Okay. So once we've gone through all these steps, I think we should evaluate again and see how we're feeling emotionally. You know, once we are drinking that water and we are working out and, you know, we have made a conscious effort to look after ourselves, then we will go, like we have to take an emotional, what do you call it? You have to take an emotional stock taking to see where you stand.
Okay. So let's get back to the basic of our teaching. As human, we have to look at human being as a whole, 4 plane of existence. We start from the top, spiritual body. Am I connected? Am I not? Come to mental, conscious, subconscious. We separate ourselves from the mind. It's not me who is experiencing lost or airiness, confusion, or feeling irritated. Is the mind. That's separation. Then we come to the emotional body. Now, for the emotional body, I'm going to give you guys a tool that if you really use this, it's going to help you a lot. Who is saying ashram is coming soon? Shayan? Okay. Um, Emotions. Step number one, it takes awareness for us to sit in our emotions. Remember that I've been doing coaching for literally 30 some years. It hasn't been any emotion that I haven't discovered. And this tool basically help any kind of emotion. Sometimes when I do a session, oftentimes I notice that people are not aware of the hidden emotions. Because remember, let's get back. Before emotional body, there is mental body. Although in the mind everything is created, also this machine is trying to protect you. It's in its own way. The mind is always protecting you from danger, right? The mind, the system doesn't move on with time. It works the same way that it worked hundreds of years ago. When you were in a jungle and you could get attacked by a bear or a lion, this system is still working. It's constantly trying to detect danger and is trying to protect you, right? So a lot of traumas that has been taking place since your childhood, the mind, if it feels that is the trauma is too big for you to deal with it, the mind will hide it. I have said this many, many times. When a huge trauma, when you're a child, for instance, and you have been sexually abused by a close family member, the trauma for some of us it's so huge that we can't handle it. So the mind, in order to protect us, it blocks this event, put it in a subconscious mind. As I always say, I say, just because you delete an email for whatever reason, you don't like it, just because you delete it doesn't mean it disappear from your laptop. It just means that it's going to go in your trash bag, right? The mind does this. If a trauma is too huge and the mind decides that it's too hard for you to handle it, the mind will hide it somewhere, hoping that someday you will get into it and you're going to resolve it and you finally going to clear out all your browsers and history and delete forever. But in the meantime, it's there. Now, coming back to my sessions, when I do sessions with people, I pick up energy. I'm a shaman. I'm like, the energy of shame and guilt is very high. It's not in the one who's taking a session is like, I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know. That's how aware people are and how much they know themselves. Or I say, it's the dominant energy is sorrow. And have you sorrowed enough? Have you grieved enough? Majority of time, people don't give themselves the time to grieve. And that is a huge block. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, Elizabeth, and I find out that her mother recently passed away. So I asked her, I said, Elizabeth, how do you feel about losing your mom? She said, oh, Sudi, is really hard. I lost my best friend. It's going to take me some time. I said, take your time. Grieving, it's very important that you go through the process, allow yourself. Otherwise it puts such a huge block that it blocks you from everything. It blocks you from attracting love. Blocks you from prosperity coming in. It blocks you in everywhere, right? I said, take your time. And she says, oh, I know, but I know this guy, a friend of mine, his wife just passed away recently. Listen to me carefully, how people view life. um, his wife just passed away recently, and 3 months later, he's with a new woman, and he's over it. I think men, that's how we generalize. Men taking it easier. I said, no, honey, don't get fooled. Men don't know how to grieve. They're not brave enough to go through the emotion. So instead, he has chosen to move on with another woman. But that grief is there. Are you with me? Are you hearing me? So that's what I mean. Don't get fooled by it. Never judge a character and their lives or their behaviors the way you think it is, because you never know. Okay. So,
And not to compare, because you can't compare your process or your journey with anyone else. That's half the reason, or okay, probably percentage wise it's not true, but that's one of the reasons of what the heck is wrong with me. Maybe you're constantly comparing yourself to others. How come this one's doing this, and how come I'm here and I was supposed to be there?
yeah.
You know, don't take others as a baseline as to what you're supposed to feel or be or where you're supposed to go.
Yes. Grief is different for everyone. It took me years to realize, I was a grown up, that I realized that when my father died at age 10, I didn't allow myself to grieve. I didn't know why I was so freaking angry. I didn't know why I was behaving a certain way. And it took me years to realize, oh my God, I didn't allow myself to grieve after the death of my father. So this is very important to keep in mind. Now, we're going to get to the good part, because when you guys watch my live, I don't want to empty something. I don't like that. I want to give you something to take, to be useful for you to use it. So here's the tool that I'm going to give you. First step, quiet, silence. Second, the feel you tell your brain, your ego mind, we are safe here. We can go through this. We can be brave. You have to be brave enough to dig in to the depth of the emotions that your mind has hidden for a long time. I don't know why some people just, can you hear me? Can you guys
now
hear?
I can.
Okay. Some people like to spam me and call me when I'm going live, and sometimes what happens is block the sound Instagram. Anyway, so here it is. First step, quiet time. Second step, I'm telling my mind it is safe for us to go through this process. Third, you gain the courage to dig deep in and knowing that you can handle it. Fourth stage, stage number 4. Now that you identify the emotion, right? You're going to start to separate yourself from the emotion. You're going to bring that emotion, whether it's guilt, whether it's shame, whatever it is, bring it right here. Look at it here. And then give this grief or shame or whatever feeling, give it a character. And then bring it closer and closer and closer till it's here, right here. Okay, guilt, I see you. I know that you have been captured here for a long time. Unknowingly, I have kept you here, and I apologize for that. How about now, from this moment on, I'm going to release you. I know I'm going to be experiencing an empty space because we know that ego never wants to lose anything. Ego always wants to add, but not lose. So give your ego confirmation. No worries. We can let this grief or shame or blame go, and we can replace it with freedom and love. When you take something, put something in. We're going to fill it up with gratefulness, with love. Okay? The next step, step number 5, now you're going to have to start writing. It's better if you do it at night. Every day or every night, you sit down and you realize that not you, but the ego mind, how much they have stolen emotions and energy from you. So, in order to practice this particular exercise, which comes to self love, and I always say all of us human being comes with 4 F: self love or lack of, worthiness, being deserving, and being enough. So you come back to yourself and you say, I'm going to start today loving myself like never before. So realize that the ego mind has stolen from you so much that your emotional bank account is -0. Stay here, stay center. Your emotional bank account is minus. How would you bring this up? You're going to start by every little act of kindness, gentleness, vulnerability towards yourself. So when you wake up in the morning, you come to your awareness and you tell yourself, if I really loved myself, how would I start my day? Normally, you might open up a Coke, but now you're coming from act of pure love. You're going to start making water, lemon, ginger, what else? Mint, saffron, turmeric. You start that. Then you're going to, at the end of the night, you're going to give yourself $10 or whatever your monthly or daily salary is. $10 for this act. Next, usually you would start getting to the kitchen, making yourself a huge breakfast, cereal, empty carb with some milk. Horrible. You would do that. So now you're going to change. You're going to tell yourself, till today, I was eating cereals that empty carb with milk that is not good for my body, and I get sinus problem and blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to skip breakfast, another $10. Next, you're going to come to usually I would, spend doing something, checking my phone, going on Instagram stuff. Now that I love myself, I'm going to put the phone away. I'm going to start my morning by doing some kind of activity. Another $10. Meditation, another $10. So you're going to add up keeping yourself money. And at the end of the night, you're going to count, oh my God, I made freaking $1,000 today. This does two things. Number one, you are aware that you're going to stop beating yourself up by doing something different, by acting out on loving yourself. Secondly, you're going to tell your subconscious, you're going to trick your subconscious mind that money is constantly coming and is going to move the program of lack to prosperity. Oh my God, $10, $10, $10. And what I want you to do right now, I want you to start using this, and I want you to tell me by next week, how did that work? Every time you do something good, an act of self-love, you give yourself $10, have a ding in your brain. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, Cheyenne, this practice is amazing if you do it. Would you do it? Now tell me, everyone, are you going to do it? Just give me a yes or a no. Yes or a no?
Definitely.
So at the end of the night, you're going to add up how much money has come in. It's going to tell your subconscious mind, oh my God, this is amazing. You're going to stop the destructive patterns. Okay, Zoya said, I gave myself $100 for good thing that I did today. Yes, I want to hear yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no. Yes. Okay. Got it? So this is...
There is a saying that says, if I had a penny for every time I did fill in the blanks, right? So I guess this is kind of like affirming that saying.
Mhm.
Can we take the game a step further? What do you do with the money that you've collected at the end of the day? Just to, take it up a notch. Do you think of where am I going to invest it? Do you think where am I going to get with it? Or does it go to zero the next day? Does it accumulate?
Oh, yeah.
Just to make it more.
It's going to accumulate. Not only is going to accumulate, but also is going to gain interest rate. Because now what's going to happen is you're going to have $1,000, for instance, the first day. The second day, you're going to have $1,000, and give yourself a 3% interest.
We might have more people signing up right now.
Okay. So
now we're talking.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is you're going to not only gain money, and then you're going to start getting into the step further that you're a superhuman. What would you like to create? Now, every day as you're adding up the money, in 1 week, you're going to have $7,000. In 2 weeks, you're going to have $14,000 plus 3% interest rate. Now, you're going to see what you're going to create in the outer world. You're going to start becoming the superhuman. So we're going to wrap it up for today. Yes. Thank you, guys. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Remember, guys, the mind doesn't know something that's real or not. Everything is being created in your mind. If you constantly show your mind where you're going, what you're doing, vision, picture, after a while, your mind will switch this. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Nikki, thank you
Thank you,
for
Sudi.
joining me.
Thank you. Before you wrap up, Sudi, can you just tell our viewers if they want to book a private coaching session with you or a private one-on-one session with you, how they can go about it? Should they just send you a DM or send you an email? Because a lot of people have been asking, and I wanted you to explain that for them.
People can do many things. They can DM from Instagram. If they're watching us from YouTube, they can DM from there. Facebook, same thing. LinkedIn, blah blah. You can just do that.
Fantastic, Sudi. Thank you so much. It's always so enriching. Thank you.
Have a blessed, beautiful day. Thank you, everybody. Till next Thursday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Don't forget, also, don't forget to subscribe on my English YouTube channel.
Subscribe, like, share, comment, and let's grow the collective conscience together.
Yes, share the love, guys. Share the love.
That's it. Don't be selfish. Sharing is caring.
Yes, there you go. So in order for you to pick something, you have to at least share. And if you subscribe on my YouTube channel, Sudi Burnett English, I will gift you, if it's the first time if it's the first time that you're subscribing on my English YouTube channel, Sudi Burnett English, you can receive a gift. I have 4 CDs. One of them is self-love in English. One is meeting with your spirit guides, prosperity, and healing. You can receive one of these gifts for free. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys Thursday. Thank you. Much blessing. Bye-bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Love, 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 love. See you next week. If you just got here, please don't forget to watch it from the beginning and subscribe. Love you. Bye-bye.